Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are out here for another Will It Start. We've had these military pieces of equipment. This will be the third one in the series. We've got a fourth one sitting over there coming in the next few videos, but today we've got this old school, I don't know what year it is, forklift. Let's check this thing out. Again, these machines have been sitting here for roughly 8 to 10 years without running. Again, U.S. Department of Navy forklift, model LK 12,000. I don't know what year it is. Does it say what year it is? Year of manufacturer 02, so it's not that old, but it's been sitting here for a while. We're gonna see if we get this thing cranked up, but we were struggling with keys in the last few videos. I think we've solved that problem. We've got every key. There's over 100 here. You can buy these sets of keys just like this, which fit pretty much every piece of equipment in the world, on Amazon for like not even 100. I was gonna say 100. I think it was like 65 bucks. So let's see what we've got to work with. We've got batteries and all of our normal Will It Start gear in the truck right there. Let's dive in. Now, this thing's got forks, but they're growing into the ground. The grass has grown over them. I don't know where they even stop at. Here it is, right here. Those are some big forks, dude. They're like 8-foot forks. So now this thing has a 12,000 pound lift capacity, but it doesn't pick up very high, which is kind of crazy. But let's check this thing. Oh, it's already got a screw in the tire. I wonder if they're probably foam-filled tires on a forklift, I would imagine. Be really surprised if they were anything other than that. But let's find some batteries. Where do the batteries even be on this thing? Is it unlocked? Always check the handles, make sure there's no bugs drawn underneath there. Oh, got a moth in there. All right, we've got keys. Let's see what engine this thing's got. It looks like someone's already unlatched it. Now, I think this probably slides. Yes. There we go. It's a Lift King is what the make of this thing is. Got a little Perkins in there. Yeah, Perkins diesel. Non-turbo. Now where's the batteries at? There's a hatch right here. Oh, it's got one big battery in there, which is nice because you know what? It's only 12 volt. So we're not dealing with 24 volt and making batteries work. Hydraulic indicator. Yeah, it says 12 volt right there. Okay. Okay, we can work with this. This is going to be nice. Now, remember the last couple, the batteries were in there and they kind of had some juice in them because there were some people that came out and tried getting these things running. They were successful on some of them, I think. Others, I don't know. Like, look at the condition of these fuel lines. Those don't look too happy right there. But, yeah. And it's got these things, like, slid into the side of it. I don't know if those are, like, some kind of a ramp or a fork attachment. Maybe you guys can comment down below if anyone's used to dealing with any of this military equipment. Whoa! Okay. Well, that's never a good sign. There's starting fluid in there already. All right, well, that fan ain't looking too hot, is it? Look at that fan. Oh my goodness. Let's see if we've got a key that will fit it. But maybe let's first check all the fluids and stuff. Because the last thing we want is to do any damage to any of this equipment we're starting up. Because, like I said, this stuff isn't for sale. It's owned by a municipality, and we've been given permission to come out here and do this stuff. But we don't want to damage anything. It's got cat filters on a Perkins engine, but I think, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, I think Cat uses some Perkins engines in their stuff. So this is a 6-cylinder. This is actually a really big engine for this forklift. I was expecting it to be a 4-cylinder. Well, it's got some dead dinosaurs in there, so we should be good on oil. Everything. This thing is actually really clean. Really clean, other than that fan. It's like some mouses done got in there and had their way with it. That's for freaking sure. What's under here? Oh, I guess that's the best. Imagine this thing probably looked really cool when it was brand new with that fresh green paint like that. Meanwhile, our mechanic back at the shop, Justin Peebles, he was in the military. He was a mechanic and done stuff on equipment and stuff, so I'm sure he's seen his fair share of this stuff. But deck of batteries. All right, let's check transmission fluid. Yep, it's got some in it. It's nice and clear too, which could be good or bad. It's either Doesn't have hardly any hours on it because we haven't checked the hour meter, or it's got some water in there. I highly doubt it's got water, but you just never know. That should tighten up, but it's not. All right, let's crawl in the cab and see what we got to work with our 100 keys to go through. Got to find out which key's gonna fit. And then we've got a battery shut-off switch. We got to figure that out. Oof, I don't know about getting in here. So there's some stuff in here. Oh, it's just got a regular old switch, and it was left on, so the battery is probably dead. Oh, you know what? I think we messed with this before, because this thing doesn't have a key switch, which is normal on military equipment, because the last thing they want to do is go looking for a key to a piece of equipment when they need to start it up in a hurry. So, yeah. Well, I guess we don't need any of these keys we went out and bought. We're definitely going to need them for that deer over there. But, let's, what do we need to do? We need to get a battery and some jumper cables. Let's start there. All right, guys, quick pause from the video. With how things have stayed busy around here, the last thing we want to do at the end of the day is run to the grocery store and hope they've got decent steaks left. I love a good steak, let me tell you. That's why I started using Good Chops. They deliver high-quality American meat and seafood straight to your door. Everything comes vacuum-sealed, frozen, at peak freshness, so you just keep it stocked in the freezer and cook it whenever we're ready. You guys saw that ribeye we pulled out of the package. Look at the marbling on that thing. The USDA's choice. Thick cut, great color, and you can tell it's quality before it's even in the pan. What I really like is that Good Chops sources everything exclusively from American farmers and fisheries. So when you order, you're supporting U.S. ranchers, family farms right here at home, and that matters to us. Another big thing is the variety. You can customize your box from over 100 items. USDA choice and prime steaks, 100% grass-fed beef, wild-caught seafood, organic chicken, responsibly raised pork, so you're not stuck with whatever the grocery store has left that day. Very important, if you ask me. And honestly, grocery store meat can hit or miss lately. This takes the guesswork out of it. We cooked this one in a simple cast iron pan on the stove, nothing fancy, and it turned out incredible. Great flavor, super tender, and you can taste the quality. And they back it with 100% money back guarantee. If you don't love it, you get your money back. That's confidence. If you want to try it for yourself, go to goodchop.com/YouTube. We'll put it right here on the screen and use code 50BRUCE. That's 50BRUCE to get $50 off plus free shipping on your first order. Go to goodchop.com/YouTube, use code 50BRUCE, or just scan the QR code on your screen right now to save $50. Stock your freezer, skip the grocery store, and support American farms while you're at it. All right, let's get back to the video. All right, the best set of jumper cables you could ever have are stuff like this, which are essentially just welding leads, super duper heavy duty. They work so well you don't even have to put the battery in the equipment, which is nice. So goes right there. I think I'll set the battery right here. We got one big battery. It should be the same as what's in it. Got the old flatbed out here today. Now if old Elon Musk will just make some kind of like a structure to go over your shoulders, like robot arms or something, and then you could pick up these big old heavy things without straining so much. I'm gonna get a hemorrhoid after carrying this thing around. Okay. There we go, put that right there. This one. Oop. We want that right there. That right there. Now, this thing should have some lights on the dash because I think the ignition's on. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Nothing? I'm already winded, I'm fat. Oh, we got lights on the dash. Think it'll do something?
Maybe.
Looks like we're gonna have to make a 24-volt setup on this thing. Because that battery was on charge. Well, we want it to spin fast. It's got to spin fast to crank.
Is there an exhaust pipe?
It's probably out the back, the exhaust. It's tired. Starter could be poopy. At least it spins over. I guess let me go grab my other battery and we will make up some 24-volt system for this thing. All right, let's piss this thing off. I'm gonna put all the ponies to it. So now we've got red needs to go to red, and then we need to hook this black over here to here. Yeah. Right there. Hopefully we don't blow no fuses or something inside this thing. Right there. Right there. All right. We should have 24 volts. It should cheat pretty quick now. Fingers crossed. We spin over faster. Oh yeah, she's cranking now. She's cranking. But I wonder if there's a, because I don't hear anything clicking on the injection pump back there. Foot throttle, is it stuck maybe? Is it moving?
Yeah, it's moving.
Let's give her a little bit of throttle. Ready?
Yeah.
Clear prop. All right, you know what? Let's see if it's got a fuel pump primer on the injection pump or fuel system maybe. Well, we got the fuel filters. Normally the tops of these would be a primer, or there would be a primer somewhere on the fuel system, but I don't see anything. It's got all hard lines going to the pump. Maybe she will need just a little huff of some starting fluid. A little scotch. A little scotch. So I even got a little hole right here. I even got starting fluid here. Love the smell of starting fluid in the morning. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Clear prop. Bow! Just trying, come on, baby. Just trying. This stuff is like liquid. It's not even like turning into aerosol, see? And diesel engines don't like that. They like it to be super misty. Yeah, I don't think it's got any other switches in here. Okay. Probably got to go get our starting fluid we brought with us, because I don't think this stuff's going to do it. Get the air filter pulled off of here. Got a little bit of dust. All right, we'll try it again with this stuff. There we go. Woo! Oh, a little premeditated excitement. All right. We got the foot throttle already pressed down a little bit. It started to run on diesel for a second there. That wasn't only ether, so. Yep, we're not getting any fuel. So we got to figure that out. I guess we should check the fuel gauge first. How did I forget that step? Because I wonder if someone siphoned all the fuel out of this thing. Because it says completely empty. Like whenever I turn the key on, the needle goes from right here and it drops down instead of moving up. Oh, wait a second. We got a line leaking right here that goes over here to the axle, which is probably where the parking brake line goes to. So I bet they took that off to release the parking brakes because it puts pressure to it to engage the parking brakes. I don't know if they did the same thing to the front. No, those are all look like they're still hooked up. But if we're at a diesel, that's not good either. Where's the fuel tank at? I think this is the hydraulic tank on this side. Yeah, hydraulic oil right there. But it looks like over here, someone pulled out a plug that goes to the rear end. I don't know why they would have done that for like where you fill it up at. But hopefully, maybe the fuel gauge just isn't working. But we do need to hook that back up. Well, she got diesel in her. That should be enough to do something. We need a long stick. We need a fuel check stick. Good thing there's plenty of them out here. If you're ever going to find a fuel check stick in the woods, make sure you clean off anything that might fall. Oh yeah, she's got plenty, dude. There's like 6 to 9 inches in the bottom of that tank. Should be good. Well, the fuel gauge just isn't working. Now we just got to figure out. Need to get a wrench to tighten that back up so it quits leaking. And then you figure out why our fuel is not pumping. Because I think this is either going to be a fuel gauge with a pump inside, but I don't think that's what it is. I think it's just got regular old, I don't know. It might have a fuel pump in there. That could be problematic for us if it's not working. We do have our test light though. We can test this. But yeah, the fuel lines go right there to the filters. I don't see any primer system on it. But you know what else I don't hear? I don't hear when we turn the key on. This right here. Oh, it might be stuck. I don't know if that's an automatic throttle or no, that's a timing advance is what that is, because it goes right here to this temperature sensor or some kind of a sensor there, but this right here is what our on and off switch is. So all right, well, let's fix that brake line first. We got our Harbor Freight. I don't even know what this even says. I don't know what, oh, Crimson. We got the Crimson Force tools out here. All right, let's hook you back up to where you're supposed to go. Right down there. Well, that should be fixed. We'll grab the test light and make sure that our fuel shutoff solenoid's getting power. All right, we're gonna hook this thing back to 12 volt because my test light only reads 12 volts. So go in there and turn the ignition switch back on, and that should put power to our injection pump shutoff switch. Ow. Light's still on. Yeah, this thing's got 465 hours on it. Well, it spins over on 12 volts now, so that's good, I guess. All right. Let's step up here past this battery. All right, baby. Please don't have a bunch of problems. We're just trying to have a little fun. Will it start? Well, we got voltage there, so that means our pump is turning on. All right, there's the manual shut off. That would be the timing advance. Throttle, we've got some throttle already set. I'm afraid that this thing does have probably an electronic in the tank fuel pump. If that's not working, that's not good. All right, let's get a good ground. I'll see if any of these right here have got any power to them. 9.4 volts. See, because one of these is going to be, see, these wires look way too small for it to be a fuel pump inside here. Let's see, if these are both grounds, no power to that one. Got 12 volts on the ground, but only 9 volts on the hot. So that should be just yeah, should be that. But I don't like it unless those are return lines and there's a suction line coming from somewhere else. That's all power wires. Well, fuel lines go up and over the top, back of the engine, up to the filters. The biggest thing I'm afraid of is if we crack these lines loose, they're either going to break or we're never going to get this thing to prime if it has a bad fuel pump like the last machine we were working on starting. So we've got our fuel line here is what goes into the pump, and this is our return. So return, so this is going to be our return line, and then fuel line right here. So fuel goes out here, comes up into this one, filters again, then goes to the pump. We grab me a pair of channel lock pliers. All right, so pulling the top off these filters. This is part of the return system. Got a little bit of trash in there, nothing terrible. But no primer in there, which means we are strictly relying on a fuel pump somewhere. And hopefully this O-ring didn't just expand too much. Right there, back on there. Yes, I know I'm using the pliers backwards, but it works. All right. See, here's a fuel bleeder screw there. I think our key is still on. That don't sound too good either, does it? It's usually the sound you hear before something breaks. Oh boy, that thing's still tight. Good lordy. Huh, I wonder what the heck that pipe is under there. What that sound is the plastic from just old nasty fuel and that rubber O-ring that's in there. Well, that's not good. There's a bunch of funk in there. I bet these filters are full of funk. Oh, I'll lose that. Oh, it's so tight. That didn't feel good. All right. Let's see if there's any trash in the top of this filter. Nope. This one's got some fuel in it. It ain't full though. Looks cleaner than that one did, that's for sure, which is odd. Because this is the after filter. This one hits first. Well, we should have fuel up here and we don't. This is ridiculous. These Will It Starts are not supposed to be this hard. That back in its home. That back on there. Tighten that up without disturbing the fuel filter. Or O-ring, whatever. Well, heck. I guess we're to the point now, we're going to check this and see if this is a fuel pump in here. Probably is. I'm just worried about messing these hoses up, because these things are hella brittle. I have to take the clamp all the way off. Come on. Okay. Now we can get that one off. Maybe we'll pull this whole assembly out and inspect it and see what it even is. If it's got to be the fuel pump, because there's no other freaking pumps nowhere else. This is what happens when you start getting to like some of the newer stuff and trying to do Will It Starts on it. It's got electric fuel pumps. And those things don't take no time to go bad if you're not taking care of them. So let me see if I can get a screwdriver. We'll take that out. You want to hop down?
I got a good angle right here.
I know, but you can get right here. There's nothing else when you're good. All right. Now let's hope we don't tear up a gasket or anything. Please don't be a fuel pump. Please don't be a fuel pump. Please don't be a fuel pump.
Wow.
It's not. No fuel pump there. So what in the world gets fuel to this thing? Well, hear the fuel lever thing moving? Okay, well, that answers the one question. Now I gotta figure out how in the world is this thing supposed to get fuel? Because I don't see a fuel pump anywhere. Unless I'm just blind and I'm missing it. Okay, I'm a dummy. I just looked further, and there is indeed a mechanical fuel pump on the side of the engine. After Ryan drops the phone and we all just lose all the footage. But anyhow, I guess we'll put all this back together now that I've taken it all apart. And prime the mechanical fuel pump, because I wasn't looking hard enough. All right, Ryan, you want to put all these screws in? My hand's starting to hurt. It's like, it's just so much work. Oh my gosh. Well, while I'm sitting here fixing my work that I should have done properly the first time and checked all the fuel lines thoroughly, I want to talk to you guys about our 84 Peterbilt 359 we're giving away and $10,000 in cash. Ryan, put some stuff up there on the screen while I'm hollering. This thing's got a 3406B cat. It's got a 15-speed double over against the dash and 355 rear ends. 750,000 original miles. And right now, between today and March 31st at midnight, you guys have the opportunity to win this truck. Just head over to brucewilsonshop.com. All the information that you need, rules, regulations, and how to get entered is all available there. Don't miss out on this crazy opportunity, guys. You're not going to want to miss out because there's just no one doing what we're doing. Simply the best. All right, so we've got that bleeder screw off there, and the mechanical fuel pump's down here. I'll pump it by hand. Probably gonna be here all day doing this. Yep, my hand's already getting tired. All right, hooking her back 24 volts. I think I've got it somewhat primed up. We'll see if she'll cheech. If not, we got the cheech in a can. Any fuel coming out over there on that filter?
I smell something.
You smell ether burning.
No, there's nothing coming out of that hole.
All right, let me see if I can hand prime it some more.
Oh, I'm pumping, boy. Good boy.
My fingers are tired.
Good boy.
Can't tell if it's getting fuel up here or not.
Doesn't sound like
It doesn't, does it? Oh, that's how it works. So the fuel comes, it's not gonna work unless I put that plug back in.
What a smart guy.
Shut your mouth, boy. Oh, that boy's tight.
Pump. Pump, pump, baby. It's leaking everywhere.
Good, that's what we need.
It's like foamy, though, and yellow.
It's okay. All right, we got fuel coming out. Fuel filter now, you said, Ryan?
Yeah, fuel filter.
Was there a bunch?
Yeah, it was like... It was
Which
foamy.
one was it coming out of, the pipe or the filter?
I honestly don't know, honestly. I couldn't tell.
All right, I need it to come out of there.
Let me recheck.
Well, we had to take a momentary break. Ryan had to go brown the woods for a second, but we're back. This is coming from the guy that can't do a number 2 on a toilet in a public area. So I can't believe he actually had to go do it in the woods. Oh my gosh. All right, tell me if it comes out this pipe or this. This is what we want it to come out of. So by hand pumping this thing, it takes a while because this fuel pump runs off a cam lobe and pushes up on the plunger. But if we can get it to run for just a little bit off ether, we're not hurting the engine. We just don't want to do it for too long until we can get fuel up there and get this thing primed. Make it run. Still bubbles? Got fuel? A lot? We got salt. It's just a bunch of air.
I don't know. It looked like it was
Fuel and air.
fuel and air. Want to see the video?
I can see it there. All right, we got lots of air coming out, so we'll hook this thing back up. Maybe we'll get some fuel to the pump. I hate to keep running it on ether, but This thing needs to start. It's going to start today, whether it likes it or not. It's going to start. And we're not overloading the engine, so this right here is the return line. Take that off. And then we can just monitor the return air, or the return coming out of the pump. It's got these old stupid style rubber O-ring things on these fittings. It's a Perkins thing. All right. Ready?
Yeah.
That can's all gone. Still nothing over there?
Still nothing.
We picked this one because we thought it'd be a little bit easier to start. Boy, were we wrong. Well, it would seem as though our diaphragm fuel pump is not working properly, which means we may have to come back out here and order a new fuel pump. I'm not quite sure. We're gonna try one more thing. Ryan, come around here and bump the key and see if I can find a different spot on the cam lobe. Spin this to try to pump this thing. Just that little knob in there where it says ignition, turn it off to the left, and then you got to push down on it and spin it over just for a split second. Well, boys and girls, we tried. I don't want to burn up the starter. We definitely can't put no more ether through it. What it seems like is going on after taking the fuel system apart, it's got a mechanical lift pump, kind of like most old small block Chevys and anything really. And then it rides on a cam lobe and it sits here and does this. And once we spin it over, it's pumping much quicker, but you can hear it push fuel into the filter, but it's not staying, which means there's a two-way valve inside that diaphragm pump, and it's supposed to open and let fuel flow, but then close so fuel doesn't come back. So right now it's just moving fuel up and down, up and down, up and down, instead of moving it and moving it and moving it and moving it more. So with that being said, these diaphragm pumps, these Perkins engines are like super duper cheap. So I guess we'll order up a new fuel pump for it and come back out here and try again. And get our batteries charged up. We're not giving up on it, but we tried. Not every wheel at start can we win. Kind of like the scraper we tried starting. Needed a fuel pump. We had to get one. Sorry I couldn't start nothing in today's video, guys, or at least start it and have it run on its own, which is what we want to happen. So hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe. Go to brucewilsonshop.com. Get here to win our 359 Pete and 10,000 bucks in cash. Don't miss out on all those crazy deals. And such an awesome opportunity. We'll see you guys later. Peace.